Greetings, it's Maxo Diddly here, and today I am going to be showing you how to write to a CSV file using C++. So let's get right into it. Firstly, make sure you import these four libraries at the top of your code because we'll be needing these for this tutorial. Next, we're going to make a function. We're going to do void write to file const std vector std string by reference, so we're doing the little and symbol there, str array const std string reference file name. So we're defining a function called write to file. It's not going to return any values, and it takes two arguments, a vector of strings, str array, and that's going to contain all the data we want to write to the file for this record, and a file name, which is going to be the file we want to write to. So we're using a vector because it's just easier to work with and provides more flexibility compared to an array. And we're going to be using the whole record structure. So each line of the file will contain one record. And each record will be separated by a delimiter. In this case, it will be comma, but you could customize it. And this will work for most files that are just text. So we'll be using a text file, but .csv will also work. Then we're going to do std offstream out file name std iOS app. So no, this is not an iOS application. But what we're doing here is we're creating an object called outFile, and this object is used to write data to files. We're opening the file with the name specified by our file name variable, and we're going to be opening this file in append mode, which we can do by doing this. This is what iOS app means, by the way. Input output stream append. And this means that data will be added to the end of the file instead of overwriting each file. And you might be thinking, Max, why are we doing reference and not value? Well, since we're not going to be modifying the data we want to write to the file, or modifying the name of the file that we want to write to, as in these variables, we might as well pass by reference so we don't have to spend time making a copy of them. It probably doesn't matter in the context of this, but when you're making bigger applications, it's something to consider. Also, if the file you're writing to doesn't exist, C++ will make it, then write to the file. Then we're going to do if not out file. This checks if the file has been successfully opened. If out file is not true, meaning the file failed to open for some reason, the code within the following curly brackets will be executed. So next thing is we've got a little if statement. So we're going to do if not out file, then we're going to do stdcout failed to open the file, and then return to stop the function because we don't want to continue because there's no file to write to because we couldn't open it for some reason. But basically, this if statement is going to check if we've opened the file successfully. If out file is not true, meaning it's false, which means the file failed to open for some reason, we're going to execute this code because something went wrong. We are going to do int I equals 0, I less than strarray.size and I++. So we're going to be looping through every element of this array, and we're going to be outputting each individual element to the file one by one. And then we're going to do outFile strarray I. So we're going to get the current element we're on, and then we're going to print that into the file. Then we're going to check here with if I is not equal to strarray.size -1, we're going to be checking if we are on the last element of our array. If we're on the last element of our array, we don't want to put a comma. Because it's the last element, we don't put a comma at the end of the record. However, if we're not on the last element, we then do outFile comma, which is going to print a comma to the file. So I'll have a structure where we have a field, then a comma, then a field, then a comma, and then a new line. After the for loop, we're going to do outFile new line character. So basically we're going to put a new line character at the end, so when we write our next record to the file, it will start on a new line. After we have finished with our file, we're going to do outFile.close. It's good practice to close file streams when you're done with them to free up system resources. So, in our main method, we've got a couple lines of code. We've got std vector, std string, string array equals a string, another string, and then another string. So this is an example of a record. So we've got an ID, a name and an age that we want to write to the file. And each element of the record, or each field of the record, has its own element in our vector. Then we're going to do write to file, strarray and output.txt. So this is going to be the vector that contains our data, and this is going to be the file we want to output to. So that's going to be it for this tutorial. However, there's one little thing we need to go into. If you're in Visual Studio, you can right click on your project, go to Open Folder in File Explorer. This is going to open up your C++ project, and this folder is going to be where we want to put our text file, our CSV file, our DAT file, whatever we want to write to. Because it's going to be right next to our C++ application, so we can literally just use the file name for the file path. You could put the file wherever you want, just make sure you get the file path correct. So with all of that, let's save our work and hit play. So nothing was printed, luckily. That means nothing went wrong, hopefully. And when we open the file, we have got our record that has been added. So let's close it and hit play again. Again, nothing bad has happened. We can open our file again and notice the same record has been added again. Cool. Let's customize it. Let's do 6969 because we're funny. Let's do the age as 420. And we'll do dank meme as the name. So we're going to hit play again. Cool. No crashes, no message. That's good. And as you can see, it's also then added our new record. So thanks for being a great audience. Be sure to leave a like and a comment if you enjoyed, and subscribe for more C++ tutorials. Thanks for watching.